Godzilla Fan 2004 made mention of how there has been a potential plot leak for the upcoming Godzilla vs. Kong monsterverse film, and I'm going to talk about it for just a moment. I've been speculating for some time now. How in hell will Godzilla and Kong collide for this film? What will cause them to come together and potentially take part in a battle of the Titans? Last we checked, Kong was on Skull Island and he defeated the larger of the skull crawlers. The tribal folks were still there, seeing him as a deity of some sort. But this plot leak conveys the notion that the skull crawlers are still alive. Granted, the big one has been killed off, there are still multitudes of those squirmy small ones all over the damn island. Now, even though Kong could easily take on a small skull crawler, as he has done it in the film Skull Island several times, taking on even a few at once, I envision something far more sinister than that. Remember how the dude with the beard said that the skull crawlers, or devils, come from the holes in the ground? What if they begin to spawn at a massive scale, flooding the island with their kind, killing off a vast majority of the island folk, to the point where Kong himself decides to leave his own island? That's the sort of instance that this plot leak conveys. Kong being chased away from his homeland. Now, it makes some sense because after the big one was killed off, I imagine that the smaller skull crawlers would then come to a sort of collective mentality to where they realize that they have to massively increase their numbers in order to stand a chance against this new adversary. So this very well could make for an epic introduction scene for the Godzilla vs. Kong film, seeing these skull crawlers flood the island, making waste of the village folk, Kong struggling to survive, hurling dozens of them off of him, slamming two into the ground at once, only for two more to come from the sides, clamping onto him with their vicious jaws. This would indeed make for some epic visuals, and I would love to witness this sort of scene. I feel like for some time in movies, introductory scenes haven't been as spectacular as they once were, but something to this magnitude would most certainly catch my interest. It goes on then, however, that Kong decides to leave the island, so he swims away to an island where Rodan dwells. There, the massive Pteranodon-like kaiju swoops over him and lands on a mountain near its nest. Sometime after this, a glooming shadow casts over Kong, and he looks onward, and it is Godzilla himself. In this initial stare down, Kong decides to walk away, as in a sense, Godzilla is claiming his own territory. Kong then looks onward and sees Godzilla swimming away, presumably to a city in the United States. New York, potentially. This is all just speculation and theory, but there might be some basis to where this information has derived from. A basis, in particular, to what very well could be a possibility. But what do you guys think of this sort of situation to occur in the Godzilla vs. Kong film? Is this what you would hope for? Or have you envisioned something else? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on the matter. And like this damn video if you haven't yet. I am the Iceman. More videos to come.